Hello everyone, my name is Mick Stott and I welcome you to the Spectrum community, dare I say family. It was a pretty big family before I went out to Asia. And I'm excited about people that connect to Spectrum because for me, I know what it's done for me, I know what it's done for others that I've worked with, and I've worked with thousands of people individually, in training rooms and one-to-ones, and so have quite a catalogue of experience to share with anyone that wants to learn it. I come from a 30-year background in the British Army, where I served with the Elite Army Physical Training Corps, fine-tuning my skills and preparing for everything that I was about to do in the future. And of course, when people connect with Spectrum, there's always a little bit of a grey space in so much that people don't know how it works. That's the total purpose of this video, to let you know how it works. And it's a very simple process. It's simple because all of the detail is out of sight, really, on some levels, in so much that if you didn't understand the things that underpin it, you certainly wouldn't know that it was there, but it's all there. Spectrum has been in development since 2004 and has been used in many different spaces. My experience seems to take me from the sublime to the ridiculous, from Olympic athletes right the way through to high security prisons in the Seychelles. And we trained lots of coaches along the way, and we've helped lots of people achieve many different achievements as we've gone forwards. So how does Spectrum work? Well, basically, this is about us creating a relationship first and foremost with a client. And the first step in that is the capacity to create a safe space. It's very difficult for somebody to change if they don't feel safe. And of course, remember, lack of safety can be equally imagined and often is, unless it's a fact, and then that becomes a different ballgame. But essentially, we create a safe space where someone can be honest, where the client can be honest. We've now got safety and honesty. When we have that, then we can get creative. Remember, the answer to a problem does not lie in the problem, it lies in the solution. To get to the solution, we have to get creative. Once we get creative, then we offer a paradigm for change, and Spectrum is a very, very comprehensive system that breaks life down as a whole into its component parts. And of course, during an initial consultation, once we've got the safety and the honesty, we now have creativity, then we offer the process. And the process is where a client will sit down with a coach. They will choose from a set of cards which areas of their life have emotions such as anger, sadness, fear, guilt, hurt and anxiety associated to them, along with any beliefs that they've gathered along the way. And of course, the common denominators for underperforming are always the presence of these negative emotions, the beliefs that we create younger in life that follow us throughout our lives, and also internal conflicts. So once we start to get into the cards, the client then chooses and selects cards that they can relate to, and any cards that they can't relate to are put to one side. From this, the coach then creates a picture. You can create a picture with the client, and this is an emotional map of the client's world. Once we've got that map, we know how emotionally that client is laden. And of course, the more emotion someone presents and the more areas of life they present, then the more complex that situation is. It's at this point that we can then determine how many sessions we're going to need to do and what exactly needs to be changed so that the client can experience the kind of happiness and connection to self that they are probably looking for. It's only these emotions that separate us from ourselves. And I can guarantee that the quality of your life will be determined by the positive emotional relationship you have with yourself at the level of love and happiness, and secondly, by the intimate relationship you have with those in your immediate circle. Once you get those two things right in your life, I can guarantee that success happens when you're busy feeling happy on the inside. So we're now in a situation where the clients map their life out emotionally. We know how loaded they are, and we now come up with a change plan. The coach then sits with the client in a one-to-one space because that's where all quality change happens. And the coach takes the client on a journey back in time so that the client can reteach themselves. There's no need for content throughout any part of this process. We find that to experience trauma once is enough, so there's no need for content. The client then finds their own answers. We have no answers for you whatsoever as coaches. Your coaches should never suggest any answers or any solutions, because that comes with a lot of responsibility. Once you find your own answer, healing is instantaneous, because you're actually just going back in time and reteaching yourself. And that's an oversimplification of a paradigm. But essentially that's what you're doing, and you're doing it from a safe space. So Spectrum was designed to keep you safe when you're doing that process, so that you can reteach yourself, you can learn, and then move forward to some of the experiences that you haven't learned from at a deeper unconscious level. Once you learn at that level, then anything's possible. What I've undeniably seen from Spectrum is that when a client does learn and they get lighter, happiness becomes more possible. They stop wasting energy on some of the negative emotions that they've held inside for so long, and then anything that they want in the future seems to be more easily accessible. Not only do the triggers disappear, but symptoms such as nightmares, flashbacks, all of these types of things disappear as well, because they're all held in the mind, the feeling mind. And of course, when a client goes inside, they're looking for answers at the level of their feeling mind, so that the feeling mind and the thinking mind can collaborate together effectively, so we haven't just got one dominating the other. Now what this equals is that we get a sense of lightness, we also get a sense of healing. When you heal your mind, you heal your body. The mind and the body are the same thing in our world, they're inextricably linked. And this is why Spectrum excites me so much. Because once this change is done and the client can then integrate these changes back into their own life, then that's really where the power of it is. If I've lost count the number of times that people have said to me, you've given me my son back, which I don't believe that I gave them their son back, because ultimately the client has to do all of the work. What we've done is we've just helped the client find their own answers. But I've lost count the number of times that people have said that. Of course, we celebrate that, and we also want to make sure that the client knows that in reality, they've created their own change. One, because they've been brave enough to come and address change and really go for it. And two, because they've really put 100% in and got 100% out. And that is truly what excites me about Spectrum. I know the possibilities and potential that lie ahead when someone is prepared to engage with it and really go for it. So I look forward to meeting all of you guys that are watching this video at some point, sharing some learning experiences with you. Could be that we do one-to-ones, or it could be that you're an aspirant coach and you want to come and learn the process, which I welcome readily. I look forward to seeing you all in the future and sharing some time with you.